Republicans are accusing Democrats of changing their tune when it comes to the police reform bill. And Democrats are threatening to block a Republican bill. They call it woefully inadequate. And I want to bring in Senator Mike Braun. He introduced another reform bill aiming to scale back qualified immunity or legal protections for police and lawsuits over issues like excessive force or civil rights violations. First, I want to ask you, Senator, what is your take on the fact that the Democrats look like they are going to block debate on this bill?
Just spoke to Tim Scott, the senator that's got our bill. I'm a co-sponsor of it, and we'll vote on that to proceed tomorrow. I think that's terrible because it's got so much in it that's also in the Democratic legislation. And so I think this is a moment in time that if they do that, it's simply to keep him and us from moving some basic reform in place. And I introduced the qualified immunity component to put it out there as a template, because I think that could be the place where we actually may get some bipartisan support. It's been considered off limits, eliminating it by the president and most Republicans, including myself, but reforming it to take away that stigma that's currently impacting law enforcement. We heard the president talk about what a job they're doing on the border. We don't hear much about border security anymore because, thank goodness, President Trump pushed on that. But some of these issues, if we're ever going to get to changing the dynamic, too often you dig in here, and that's saying that, like Democrats in that House bill, we in Tim Scott's bill, a lot of common features. But I think qualified immunity is that place where maybe we could find some agreement.
But what has reaction been from your fellow Republicans in the Senate to your bill about reforming qualified immunity?
So I just dropped the bill today, and there's going to be a lot of interest in it from, I think, about a third of us that believe that protecting those basic rights of individuals that run into that rare case of where, like George Floyd, ought to be able to have some redress. There's a third that need to learn more about it, and there's probably a third that even reforming it may not be for it out of the gate. But if it is the bridge that gets moderate Democrats to come on board to where they're not going to dig in on eliminating qualified immunity, you never know. It takes a long time generally for anything major to occur here. This, I think, has got...
Yeah, I know that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to also ask you about something else the president brought up, because there's another big issue that we have to deal with. That is the economy and the fact that we have so many people unemployed. The president spoke yesterday to what he's thinking about for the next round of stimulus. Take a listen.
Are you going to get them a second stimulus?
Yeah, we are. We will be doing another stimulus package. It'll be very good. It'll be very generous. And
how much? How much? How much? People want to know.
You'll find out about it. You'll find out.
When are you going to do it? When are you going to announce it?
I think over the next. I think it's going to be bipartisan. I think it's going to be over the next couple of weeks.
And Senator, do you believe that we do need to have another round of stimulus, and that would include a check to individuals?
Secretary Mnuchin was in at our Senate luncheon discussing just that. I think one thing that even President Trump doesn't give credit to, how strong the economy was under his leadership leading up to coronavirus. And my observation, and I've got one of the closest connections still with what's happening, especially on Main Street, is that those states that didn't early shut down and be labor opening up are having robust recoveries. And that's even living with the coronavirus into wherever that might take us. So whether we're going to need more stimulus, that's going to be an interesting conversation in the Republican Senate, because we've spent $2.8 trillion. I think we need to see what this strong economy is going to do in terms of rebounding, see if there are any things that we need to shore up before we spend more money. My opinion.
I got it. All right, Senator Mike Braun of Indiana, appreciate you being here today, and good luck on your bill. Thank you.
Thank you.